to be here with you today and to support you in welcoming in these powerful lunar energies. So this is the second full moon this month, which also makes it a blue moon, which is really rare. And then to top it off, it's also happening on Halloween. So we're already at a time where that veil is thin between the physical realm and the spirit realm. So there is a lot to celebrate. There's a lot of energy happening at this full moon, and I want to dive in deep today and help you connect to these energies in its highest potential. So when you jump on and join me, say hi below. I would love to welcome you in, and just let me know you can see and hear me okay, because I've been having a little bit of an issue with my internet. So I'm hoping everything's good now. So if you could let me know below, that would be wonderful. Welcome, Susan. Welcome, Payal. And I would also love to hear what you are celebrating this full moon. So full moons, they act as amplifiers. They always amplify whatever is going on under the surface. It becomes bigger. We feel it more deeply at the time of a full moon. And this is also why it's a beautiful time for releasing and letting go. And you'll see as we go through these full moon energies that this full moon specifically is really pointing out the patterns that it's time to release, because we are moving into something new in our life. We are moving into a new paradigm. So collectively, what's worked in the past is no longer going to work in the future. And we're also seeing this theme in our own life. What's worked for you in the past may not work anymore. We are evolving, we are changing, and coming up to the end of 2020, we are moving into eclipse season. We're going to have Mercury and Mars both going direct. And there's a lot of really positive alignments that are happening in the cosmos. And I feel this full moon is really like the opening to that. It is opening up a new path. And also the moon is exalted in the sign of Taurus. So there's just so much going on with this energy that is just so supportive. So why we say the moon is exalted in Taurus is so if we look at the moon is ever changing. It governs our emotions, our intuition, who we are beneath the surface. So if you know your birth chart and you know your moon sign, you know what you need to feel safe, to feel secure, what you want and desire in relationships that really helps you connect with someone. And when we have the moon in Taurus, it grounds it all out. It helps ground us into the wisdom of our body. It gives us a sense of stability, so we can really tap into this energy right now. Susan saying you can see and hear me. Wonderful. So glad to hear this. And again, I hope the visuals are okay, because it's just, yeah, the internet's been cutting in and out, but it's supposed to be fixed now. It was just something going on in this area, I guess, an issue with it. Hi, Cindy. How are you? Awesome. Can see and hear me. Hello, Hannah. Lavina, welcome. Johanna, full moon blessings to you. Good morning, Leanne. I'm so glad you could jump in. And you'll also see Leanne in the VIP group. I just did the full moon ritual in there as well. All right, so let's dive in a little bit deeper, looking at these full moon energies. So the full moon is happening in the sign of Taurus. So this is the energy and the archetype that we are really leaning into. So Taurus is very sensual. It is very earthy. It connects us back to our body. It connects us back to our core value system. So right now we are really being encouraged to look at what matters most to you in your life. What do you really care about? And where in your life have you kind of lost track of that or gotten off of that path? This full moon is bringing you back to that. And I feel like this has been a year, well, I know it has been a year of massive transformation, right? Like we are in the midst of a massive transformation. And I think what it's done for many of us is bring us back to what actually matters most to us, what feels most important to us at the core. What do we value? What do we care about? And it's helping us connect more deeply to that. And that really is the key to tapping into more joy in your life, to tapping into more abundance. When you are connected to the wisdom in your heart and soul and what matters most, things in your life begin to flow with greater ease because you're giving your attention and your focus and your awareness to what actually matters to you, instead of showing up and taking certain actions and doing things because you feel there's an expectation behind it. Or society says you have to do things this way. Like, this full moon is stripping all of that away and just bringing you back to what actually matters to you. What do you really care about? Now, the ruler of this full moon is the planet Venus, which is really interesting because we've had a lot of this energy of Venus, which is one of the embodiments of the divine feminine, the goddess energy, coming in really strongly. Like in our recent new moon in Libra, Venus also rules over Libra. It is the planet that rules over Libra as well as Taurus. So we really have been connecting to this energy, and it's bringing us back to the goddess. It's bringing us back to the divine feminine. It's bringing us back to the simple pleasures of life. And that is really being highlighted at this full moon, and looking at how you are appreciating and honoring the beauty of our world, especially with Taurus. Taurus is a sign that is really connected to Mother Earth and connected to nature. And it's this reminder that while you are here on the planet, your soul chose to incarnate here on planet Earth, you get to co-create with Mother Earth. So when you're looking at your manifestations and your creations, don't feel like this is something you have to do on your own. Lean in to the support that surrounds you. Feel into the joy of being in that co-creative process with Mother Earth. This full moon is bringing us back to that. Let me know if this is resonating, and definitely say hi if you are just jumping in now. I'd love to welcome you in. And once again, I would love to hear from you what you are choosing to release and let go of in your life, and what you are celebrating at this time. When I do my own full moon rituals, I always bring your intentions in with me. So definitely feel free to share that out if you're called to do so. So opposite this energy of the full moon, where we have the moon in Taurus, we have the sun in Scorpio. So we are in Scorpio season right now. And Scorpio is the season of transformation. And again, I know that's been a theme this year, constant transformation. And now that we're in Scorpio season, we're seeing that, we're feeling that very, very strongly. But the energy I'm getting from it is we're coming out on the other side of it. So Scorpio energy is also very related to the phoenix. It's the alchemist. It's that ability to transmute darkness into the light, to transmute fear into love, to always rise up, to always rise above the challenges and obstacles in life when we remember our power and we remember who we are. So keeping in mind, it's like the Taurus full moon, that's at the forefront. So it's that stability, it's that groundedness, it's what do you value, but it's happening within the midst of Scorpio season. So it's that transformation, it's that rising up, it's looking at and celebrating how far you have come this year. Regardless of where you are today, we have all overcome so much, not only this year, but just in our life. And Scorpio season reminds us to notice that and to celebrate how strong, how powerful we are. And again, that ability to be the alchemist. Scorpion energy, it is the alchemist. It is that ability, again, to transmute the darkness into the light, to transmute fear into love. So we really have the ability to tap into that. So Taurus and Scorpio are opposite signs. So we have the full moon in Scorpio, we have the full moon in Taurus, we have the sun in the sign of Scorpio, and they're opposite energies. So these are the archetypal energies we are working with right now. What Taurus embodies, the physical, the groundedness, the connection to nature and Mother Earth, and then what Scorpio embodies, the alchemist, the transformation, the spiritual and emotional aspects of who we are. And when you're working with this energy of the full moon, you can really feel in and look at how this is balanced in your life, how this is playing out in your life. So are you grounded and centered in your body? Or do you feel like you're too much in your upper chakras, those higher energy centers? This Taurus full moon is saying, come back home, ground, get centered. That is so, so key to our manifesting, that we are centered, that we are grounded, that we are embodied. And then the Scorpio energy is saying, but also don't forget the emotional side of things. Don't forget that you're not just a physical being, you are a spiritual being as well. Are you connected to your intuition? Are you connected to the power of the cosmos? Are you bringing both of these together, honoring the physical alongside the emotional? How are those both playing out for you? And looking at where you may need to give more attention right now. Do you need to honor the emotions that are coming up? Again, Scorpio season can bring secrets up. It can bring what's been buried in the subconscious to the surface. And anything that comes up at this time is meant to come into our awareness. We're meant to be aware of it so we can transmute it and we can actually move forward. So be aware of what is surfacing. Don't run from it. Don't feel like you're getting pulled into old patterns. Mercury is also retrograding, so it can be a little bit of that feeling like I've been here before, I've done this before, I thought I've already worked through this old belief or this old fear. But trust that it's coming up not to pull you backward, but it's helping you actually move forward, to transmute what isn't working so you can move into this next adventure, this new path that is emerging for you. So let me know if this is resonating. I'm going to take a moment to check in. Hi, Kelly. Hello, Brittany. And Kate, so great to have you. Susan, I feel like things are getting better and my fear isn't taking over. Yay, I'm celebrating you, Susan. That's amazing. And that really is the energy around this full moon, is we are reminded of our personal power. We are reminded that things are getting better. Things are opening up. And again, when we move into the ending of this year, there is going to be change that's happening. There are going to be more shifts that are happening, but there's a lot of really beautiful energy that's supporting you and saying, look, like this was once just a dream for you. This was once a goal and now you've achieved it. Look at how far you've come. But that's why it's so key with this Taurian energy that we are very connected into what it is we actually want. Not what we think we should have, but what is it we actually desire to experience in our life. What is really important to you, and being able to claim that at this time is huge. Lizette, welcome. Happy full moon. I am a Taurus, published my first children's book, Flora, for the world's children with spirit of love. Oh, amazing. Celebrating you. That's such a huge celebration in this energy. And what beautiful timing as well with the Taurus full moon and where you are a Taurus. I love that. Yes. So it's so true. The feeling around this full moon. So even though full moons are about releasing and they're about letting go, there is this energy of a new beginning that is opening up. So one of the primary aspects at play with this full moon that I haven't even touched on yet, but is so crucial, is we have the planet Uranus conjunct this full moon in Taurus, which kind of changes everything. So I think I titled this video, what did I title it? Had it here too. Rise Above Limitations and Awakening to Your Limitless Potential. I think that's what I titled it. Anyway, that's what I was thinking that I wanted the title or the energy to be around this full moon video, is just really awakening to your full potential. So this aspect happening with the planet Uranus conjuncting the moon really does shift everything. Uranus is the awakener. It is the liberator. It's the progressor. It wants us to move forward. It wants us to be aware of all the ways that we have maybe held ourselves back, imposed a limitation on what we were able to have or experience or create. And it's coming in and it's breaking us free. It's helping us like crack open and remember who we really are and what is really possible for us. So in order to do that, this is where we have to be willing to release and let go of attachments to the past. The Taurus energy is known to be extremely persistent and dedicated. It does not give up. So regardless of whether you are a Taurus or if you know where that is in your birth chart, this is the energy right now. Being persistent, not giving up, staying focused on what your goals and intentions are. Now the shadow side of that can be stubbornness. that same energy, when it's not used in its highest expression or potential, manifests as a feeling of being stubborn, not being willing to change, not being willing to forgive, not being willing to budge or alter your belief system. But this energy around the full moon is saying, in order to move forward in your life right now, you have to be willing to question your beliefs. You have to be willing to look at those patterns that you're stubbornly stuck in and move beyond them. That is the key to change. And if we lean into this energy, it can feel very electrifying. So the sense I get from it, and I'm also a Taurus moon, so this is my lunar return as well, is this feeling of stability and groundedness that we are called to connect with. And that's that Taurus energy coming back home to what makes us feel grounded, safe, and centered. And then we have this influence of Uranus, which is opening us up to new possibilities, inviting you to step outside of your comfort zone and try something new. This can also bring unexpected changes and surprises in. And sometimes when I say that, people's mind goes to like the worst case scenario, like, oh no, what's going to go wrong? What's going to come in out of nowhere that I'm not expecting? But I always hold the intention that it's good surprises, that it's helpful surprises. It's been things that I've been praying for or wishing for that suddenly come in. And you can hold that same intention, and this energy can absolutely bring that. Sudden surprises, sudden good news, things you've been working on for months suddenly coming together, gaining clarity, having opportunities that take you to where you desire to go. But this is where it takes a lot of courage. It takes digging deep and saying, it's a little bit scary stepping out of my comfort zone. I'm not sure about this new territory that I'm stepping into, but having faith anyway, trusting in yourself. And that's where being in the midst of Scorpio season really helps us with that. It is that reminder of our personal power, right? Being connected to what we are capable of achieving and creating when we are not functioning or operating in alignment with our fear mind or ego, but instead we are in alignment with our soul, with our heart, and what we are really here to do and achieve in the world. That's where the magic is, and that's what this full moon is bringing us back to. This axis of Taurus and Scorpio is so powerful. It's also fixed energy. So again, it's that dedication and persistence toward what you desire to achieve. These are also the two money signs of the zodiac. So we are really reminded to shift out of the fear mind, which can be stuck in the lack mentality, the struggle, especially financial. With Taurus and Scorpio, it is money. And we're asked to break free from that and actually connect to the truth of the universe. We live in an abundant universe, and at any moment we can choose to align to that frequency of abundance and call money into our experience. Abundance in all of its form, right? This money is definitely coming into play with this full moon, but it can also be opening up and calling in an abundance of joy, an abundance of love, an abundance of soulmate connections, and just feeling really good with that, moving away from the illusion, which is the lack and the fear and the suffering, rising above that and connecting into what's possible in the highest potential for you. And what just came through now, any of my fellow Abraham Hicks lovers, let me know if I have any other Abraham Hicks lovers here. So she'll often talk about the more struggle or trauma we've been through in our life. On the other side of that, there's so much joy to launch into, right? Because the other side of depression is deep levels of joy. The other side of anxiety is deep levels of calmness and centeredness. So the more that we've been on this side of the scale, the more that we can launch into deeper levels of abundance and joy on the other side. And I feel this full moon is saying, take that jump, take that leap of faith, allow yourself to launch in to those new possibilities, allow yourself, Taurus energy, to enjoy the beauty and abundance that this universe is always flowing to you, and to release and let go of, free yourself from any of the ways that you're withholding that from coming into your experience. Open up and allow that to really flow in. So these are some of the main energies we have at play here. I've got my chart on the side, so I just want to feel into it a little bit more, but definitely it is the energy of transformation. It is an energy of a new beginning and a new path opening up that is inviting you to take that leap of faith, to take that jump into the future, to try something new. And what I will really say here, the key behind this energy is that willingness to know that. So, okay, I'm going to back up a little bit here. So where you are today in your life, it's a result of the different choices you have made, the different decisions you have made. And behind that is the belief system that has led to those decisions. But now the universe is saying, it's opening up this cosmic portal and saying you can now step into this new level. The freedom you desired, the money you desired, the connection you desire, it's all there waiting for you. But this is a new energy. This is a new frequency. So you're going to have to think about things in a new way. You're going to have to see things in a new way. You're going to have to take new actions in order to come play in this new energy, in this new frequency. So this is where it takes the courage to say yes to it. The willingness to release the old, to create space for something new and better and more aligned to then flow in. You are so welcome, Robin and Johannes and Abraham Lover. Yes, so powerful. So keeping in mind as well that we are still working with a Mercury retrograde and a Mars retrograde too. So Mercury governs our communication, it's our thought process, the decisions that we make. It is still retrograding right now, but it's about to go direct in a few days. So we're still at the time of this full moon. We have that deeper insight into our subconscious programming and what we need to shift and alter. And when Mercury goes direct and Mars goes direct into November as well, we're going to have a lot of energy. It's like our life force energy is coming back, especially when Mars goes direct. And I'm just going to check on the date. So November 13th, Mars is going to move direct, and Mars is that life force energy. It is our drive. So if you feel like certain projects you've been working on are at like a standstill, or you're waiting on information or things from other people, or maybe you're just feeling like you haven't had the drive or the energy that you want, like you've been tired out or just so kind of revved up, like you're unable to sleep, but it's that feeling of like, I'm tired, but I can't sleep. So anyway, when Mars goes direct, that energy is really going to shift, and a lot of what you've been putting into momentum or that you've been working on the last couple of months can really take off. So I think we're in a good position to end 2020 in a really beautiful place. Doesn't mean there's not going to be more changes and surprises coming in, because I think absolutely there is going to be. But I think for many of us, we're going to have this feeling of being more aligned to our path and where we are meant to go than we have ever felt before. We're going to be celebrating so many things that are just clicking into place. We're going to be celebrating a deeper connection to our soul and our life purpose and where it is calling us. Like, there's so much goodness happening around us. Lorena, love this, makes sense. Beautiful, love hearing that. So I want to share as well that I do have the doors open to my Lightworkers Rise Academy right now. So if I have any spiritual entrepreneurs who are listening, and one of your goals and intentions is to elevate your business, to magnetize more soulmate clients, to create a six-figure business that feels aligned for you, that feels fun for you, and that is creating the impact your soul is here to make in the world, message me about the Lightworkers Rise Academy. We already have an incredible group of women in the space, and we work with these cosmic portals in the academy. So the new and full moons will work with this energy to help you expand your business, to like connect to this energy, to launch you into new levels of abundance. And we also do high-level activations and personal alchemy work in the space of the Akashic Records, and then that is combined with the strategies that you needed to grow and expand your business. So you also receive help creating personalized strategies that get you to your income goals and the impact that you want to make. So we're bringing together work within the Akashic Records with the practical 3D strategy, because when those two come together, it's magical, and it can definitely help you elevate your business and just accelerate results. Working in the Akashic Records, we're working in the field of the quantum, so we might think in our mind that logically this has to take 6 months, but it can happen in 2 months. Like, time is experienced differently there. So we really move at a beautiful pace that feels aligned for you, but is not restricted by like the fear mind, which usually puts restrictions on how long things take to come to full fruition and full manifestation. We bust through all of that. So message me if you want to chat about the Lightworkers Rise Academy and how this can support you and where you're going in your business. Okay, let me check in before we wrap up here. Awesome. Just seeing if there's any more questions. I see some personal conversations. I love that. It's so fun to celebrate together, right? It is. Okay, so I'm going to peek at the charts one more time as well and see if there's anything else, but I think I touched on all the main energies. Definitely take time aside to do your full moon ritual, especially it's Halloween, right? Like the energies right now coming through, the divine downloads, the new codes of information are incredible. So take time to really tune into that and hold that intention of who you are now choosing to be, how you are now choosing to show up, and what you are now choosing to create in your life. Hold that intention in your heart. Feel yourself being supported by the universe, and use this full moon energy in Taurus to provide you with that really solid foundation. So you realize that yes, your goals can come easier than you thought. Your dreams can turn into a reality. Like this full moon, so much potential here. So much potential for amazing quantum expansion and just lots of good feelings and abundance coming in. Wanda, it's an amazing space Kara has created. Aw, thank you, Wanda. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you so much. All right, so this was super fun. Enjoy these beautiful energies. Happy Halloween to those celebrating, and I will see you all again very soon.